Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Wok with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoy this video and would like to receive notifications of my future video postings, please subscribe. My fast cooking system actually has been many years in the making, and along the way it is a journey that I have met a lot of interesting people who taught me about home cooking. One of those individuals whom I met, I will call him Danny for the purpose of this video. He plays an important role in shaping my approach and philosophy in home cooking. He taught me in order to be a good cook, you have to be systematic and willing to explore and try out new ideas. I met Danny about 16 years ago when my family and I took a vacation toward a place in southern part of China known as Shangri-La. It is a mythical place right at the border of Tibet, right around when the rise of the Himalaya mountain range. We toured the region mainly by motor coach. So every morning, our tour director will give us a seat assignment so that we will sit with different people on the bus. For that morning, I was going to sit right next to Danny. Danny is in his mid-70s. He just retired from owning a very successful restaurant business. He came with his son. He is about my age. He and I sat together at one point, so I know a little bit about Danny. Danny is a Vietnamese American. When he was young, he worked in Vietnam as an engineer, and he worked for the Vietnamese military as well as the American troops. After the fall of Saigon, he and his family escaped on a boat, and along the way they lost his wife, and they reached Hong Kong, and they spent about a year in a refugee camp before finally they got relocated to Houston, Texas. Danny is a typical American success story. He started working in the restaurant as a dishwasher, gradually moved into the cook, and eventually he became a chef and owned his own restaurant. His restaurant serves Vietnamese Chinese cuisine, and it has become quite well known in the area. At the time when I met Danny, I was struggling with my wok, which I have a wok with non-stick coating. So I thought, well, I'm going to get some tips from Danny what kind of wok that I should get. After we exchanged a few pleasantries, I started to get down to what I call business about the wok. So the answer he gave me about my question of what wok should get was not surprising because he said to me, really it doesn't matter what wok you have as long as you have some of the basic requirements such as you can season it, it has the right shape. He said other than that, it's a matter of how you use it. I was rather undaunted, so I pressed on. I said, okay, so what wok do you use at home? I thought if I get to know what wok he used at home, then this would give me some idea what wok I should use as well. When I saw his expression on his face, I know I have asked the wrong question. He went on and told me that he said, well, the wok I use is the wok that I bought when I first came to Houston. I bought it at a garage sale for 75 cents, and I am still using that wok. I already dig myself in a hole, and unfortunately, I did not aware of it. I even go deeper. So I asked another question. I said, so what is the secret of stir fry? By that time, he already know that I am a college professor in immunology or biology. He looked at me and he said, hey, you should know this. You are a scientist. Cooking is nothing more than just chemical reactions. There's really no secret to it. By that time, I know that I really should keep my mouth shut and let him do the talking. Fortunately, he was very kind. He went on and started to tell me, he said, well, when I operate my restaurant, what I do is that I help my cook to understand the chemical process of cooking because this is the only way for them to achieve the result that I want them to. He said my restaurant is famous for what is known as Wok Chi. And he said, I'm sure you have heard this before. Wok Chi is the Chinese term wok, of course. We all know what it is. And Chi is an interesting word. It represents spirit, breath, and some other attributes. Basically, something that's ethereal, something that you really cannot put your fingers on, but it is good. So I asked him, I said, so what is Wok Chi? I said, I have heard this term many times before, but I really don't understand it. I would really appreciate if you can describe that for me. He said to me, Wok Chi is really the flavor of the food that you cook in a wok. What it is that it should be flavorful, of course, but it should be slightly have a little bit of caramelization. And on top of that, it should have a little bit of grilled flavor. And finally, it have some crispiness to it. So when it all combined together, it gave a sensational dining experience. After he described it, I immediately recognized it because when I was a child living in Hong Kong, I remember there are certain restaurants are famous for that. And you go there, you have a sensation of what they do is actually different from everybody else because what they cook tastes much better. He then went on to say, he said, have you ever had a perfect burger? He said, such a burger is that on the outside, it just have enough char that give that crispiness. And at the inside, it is flavorful, it is juicy. When you eat a perfect burger, so to speak, you will enjoy it more than any other burger you have. It's the same true with stir fry. You have achieved that optimization of satisfying all your taste and aroma and all the sensations that go into enjoying food. When I heard him say that, I said to myself, I better listen. I think this man has something important to tell me about cooking and about food. So he told me that when he starts training his cook, the first thing he will do is that he will explain to them this important chemical reaction that make food taste good. It's called the Maillard reaction. Then he looked at me, he said, well, you are a biologist. I'm sure that you know what it is. I kind of nod my head, but honestly, I have no idea what he was talking about. I should have told him that I don't know, but I was too embarrassed to admit that. By the way, how he looked at me, I know he knew that I have absolutely no clue what he was talking about. He went on and to tell me why boiling and steaming food do not taste as good as any food that are either fry, bake, roast, or grill. It is all because of the differences in temperature, how the foods were being cooked. He said that this chemical reaction basically define the condition which is between 280 degrees Fahrenheit to about 400 degrees Fahrenheit. During this temperature, the molecule on the surface of the food interact with each other and generate molecules that are flavorful to human taste, and that's why they taste good. Since boiling and steaming could not reach that temperature, so those flavor molecules are not generated under those conditions. So he said in the case of stir fry, most of the time you will be able to reach that temperature. However, the harder you have that you are able to apply heat to the wok, the faster it's going to cook. But if you just take time, it will get there as well. He then went on to say that stir fry is both complicated and simple at the same time. Because stir fry is like a dance performance. All parts are in motion constantly. If one part is not quite right, the outcome will not be as you expected. However, there are many ways to achieve the same goal. He said, you just need to make compensation depend on what type of equipment, what type of condition that you have. So he went on to say that in order to achieve Wok Chi, which is the perfect stir fry, is that you not only need to generate flavor molecule, but you also want the food to be slightly caramelized because that will give that sweetness that people enjoy. Caramelization normally occurs at a temperature between 400 to 430 degrees Fahrenheit. However, for most oil that we use for cooking will start to break apart, which we call the smoking point, usually occur right around that temperature. If the oil starts to break apart, he said, you're going to have problem because you're going to start to burn the food. And when that food get burned, they will start to taste bitter. He then went on to say the reason that grilled food tastes good because they generate a little bit of char during the cooking process, and that is very flavorful for human taste. He then went on to say, he said, have you ever seen people who cook in a wok? They set the wok on fire by putting a little bit of extra oil or alcohol. It is during the process when the food is being charred and give that unique flavor. So in the perfect stir fry, he said, if you put all of these components together, you will achieve what is known as Wok Chi. So he said, when I train my cook, in addition to show them what it want to achieve at the end, by understanding these principles, they are able to use their judgment of how to create the food with that outcome. By the time when we reached the next stop, he has been talking to me for about probably 30 to 40 minutes. It was a lot for me to absorb. In fact, I was very grateful of what he told me. But you know, it took me the next 20 years to unpack what he said to me. When we got off the bus and start our dinner that evening, then his son came up to me. He said, I saw that my dad was talking to you a lot on the bus. He normally don't talk to people that much. I bet he's talking to you about cooking. I smiled and nodded at him. I said, yes, I think he gave me probably the most valuable cooking lessons that I have ever had. And I still feel that way. In future videos, I will continue to address this topic and show you how I have been able to apply some of the lessons that I have learned from Danny. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like icon below because that will help me to expand my audience base. I'm posting my video regularly, usually one every day. If you'd like to receive notifications of my future video postings, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you next time.